Welcome back to the Brain Room. Tonight, we're visiting a place where new beginnings quietly take root. The kind that begin softly, perhaps a new idea, a fresh perspective, a small step forward, or a gentle reminder that no matter where you are in life, there's always room to begin again. Here in the Brain Room, we create peaceful places for your mind to rest, reset, explore, and breathe. There's nothing you need to solve tonight. This is simply a place to slow down, reconnect with yourself, and discover what might be ready to grow next. So for now, get comfortable, allow your body to settle, and together, let's visit the Riverbank of New Beginnings. Before we begin our body scan, imagine yourself walking slowly down a quiet woodland trail. The evening air is soft and comfortable, carrying the scent of moss-covered stones, wildflowers, and fresh river water. Sunlight filters through the leaves overhead in long, golden ribbons, dancing across the forest floor as the day begins to wind down. Tiny floating seeds drift lazily through the air, carried wherever the breeze decides to take them. And somehow, they seem perfectly content, not knowing exactly where they will land. In the distance, you hear the gentle sound of water flowing over smooth stones, steady, peaceful, always moving forward. As you continue along the trail, the forest gradually opens around you, revealing a beautiful riverbank tucked quietly between the trees. The place feels welcoming. Birds gather twigs for new nests high in the branches above. Chipmunks carefully carry acorns between moss-covered logs. Rabbits hop through the tall grass, delivering flowers to hidden corners of the woodland. Everywhere you look, small things are being built, prepared, explored, and discovered. It feels like a place where possibilities quietly begin, and waiting for you beside the river is a woven hammock made from soft moss, flowering vines, and willow branches. Tiny woodland creatures have already prepared it for your arrival. A rabbit gently fluffs a moss pillow. A sleepy fox curls up nearby in a patch of warm grass. Small birds tuck colorful flowers into the woven vines, and a chipmunk carefully places a glowing acorn lantern beside you. As you settle into the hammock, it rocks gently beneath the willow trees, while the river continues its peaceful journey nearby. And for the first time today, there's nowhere else you need to be. Take a slow breath in and gently exhale. Again, breathing in through your nose if you can, and let it out slowly, allowing the sounds of the river to guide you. The water moves steadily over smooth stones, simply flowing at its own pace, and for the next little while, you can too. As you rest in the hammock, notice how perfectly it seems to support you. Soft moss cushions every curve of your body, while flowering vines woven through the hammock create a gentle cradle beneath you. A warm evening breeze rocks you ever so slightly from side to side, like the riverbank itself is helping you relax. Begin by bringing your attention to the top of your head. Feel your scalp softening, your forehead smoothing, any tiny muscles around your eyes releasing their effort. Imagine a small songbird landing gently on a branch above you, its quiet song reminding your eyes that they no longer need to stay alert. They can simply rest. Allow your cheeks to soften, your jaw to unclench, your tongue to settle comfortably inside your mouth. There's nothing you need to say. Now notice your neck, the muscles of the sides, the back, the base of your skull. Feel them loosening a little more with every breath. As they do, a rabbit quietly places a tiny wildflower beside your hammock, as though the riverbank surroundings are thanking you for slowing down. Let your shoulders become heavy. Imagine them melting downward, releasing anything you've been carrying today, any pressure, any tension, any responsibilities that can wait until tomorrow. The willow branches above sway softly in the breeze, and with every movement, your shoulders seem to grow lighter. Allow that feeling to move down through your arms, your upper arms, your elbows, your forearms, down through your wrists, your hands, and finally your fingertips. Notice how pleasant it feels to have absolutely nothing to hold on to right now. Nothing to grip or manage. Just rest. Bring your awareness to your chest. Notice the gentle rise and fall of every breath. Nearby, the river continues its peaceful journey, its rhythm steady and reassuring. And before long, your breathing naturally begins matching its flow. Slow, easy, and comfortable. Allow your stomach to soften. Let go of any effort you may still be holding there. Feel the hammock supporting you completely. There's nothing for you to carry. The hammock is carrying you. The riverbank is carrying you. For these few moments, you are fully supported. Now relax your hips, your lower back, and your pelvis. Feel yourself settling a little deeper into the moss beneath you. The woven vines gently adjust around you, almost as though the hammock was designed specifically for you. Allow that feeling of relaxation to flow into your thighs, your knees, down your calves, softly around your ankles, your feet, and finally your toes. Every muscle growing heavier, warmer, and more comfortable. Nearby, a family of rabbits hops quietly through the tall grass. Birdsong drifts lazily through the trees. The glowing acorn lantern beside you flickers softly. And somewhere farther along the riverbank, wind chimes sway gently in the evening breeze. Everything here is moving at exactly the pace it is meant to. The river, the trees, the animals, the flowers, and you. Just as the river follows its path, you are allowed to follow yours, one step at a time, one day at a time, and one beginning at a time. For now, simply rest and enjoy the feeling of being completely at home here at the Riverbank of New Beginnings. As you rest peacefully beside the river, you notice a warm golden glow beneath one of the oldest trees along the riverbank. Curious, you make your way toward it. Nestled among the roots is a beautiful mechanism, unlike anything you've seen before. Golden vines twist around polished brass gears. Tiny flowers bloom from its edges. Small amber crystals glow softly between the leaves. At its center sits a large circular dial engraved with the words, "The Sunlight Dial." A small robin lands nearby and tilts its head toward the mechanism, almost as though it has been waiting for you to discover it. Around the dial are several markings, not numbers, but words. Possibility, confidence, curiosity, energy, joy, and hope. You place your hand upon the warm golden handle and slowly begin turning the dial. Immediately, a soft golden warmth begins spreading across the riverbank. The last light of evening seems to linger a little longer amongst the trees. The river catches the golden glow and sparkles like liquid glass. Wildflowers seem to glow along the water's edge. Birds settle comfortably amongst the branches overhead. Rabbits wander peacefully through the tall grass, and somewhere nearby, a family of chipmunks continues their cheerful work beneath the willow trees. You continue turning the dial, not all the way, just until the warmth feels right, until the riverbank feels welcoming. As the dial settles into place, you notice something interesting. The warmth isn't only spreading across the landscape, it's spreading through you too. A little more light, a little more possibility, a little more belief that something new might be waiting just around the bend. For a moment, think about what you might like to welcome into your life. Not what you think you should do, and not what anyone else expects. Just something that feels meaningful to you. Perhaps it's a new habit, a creative project, more confidence, more peace, more adventure, or simply the willingness to begin again. The riverbank asks for nothing more, only that you choose one small thing you'd like to nurture, one tiny seed you'd like to give a little more sunlight. And maybe that's how new beginnings often happen. Not through dramatic change or pressure, but through small amounts of warmth and encouragement, small moments of believing that growth is possible. You take one final look at the sunlight dial. The riverbank now glows with a quiet golden energy, ready for whatever comes next. And perhaps so are you. As you leave the sunlight dial behind, you follow a winding path of moss-covered stones deeper into the riverbank. The warm golden glow from the dial seems to have brought a little extra life to the riverbank around you. Birds move quietly between the branches, making small finishing touches to their nests. Butterflies drift lazily between the wildflowers, and ahead you hear the soft sounds of tiny hammers tapping. Tap, tap, tap. Following the sound, you arrive at a clearing surrounding an old moss-covered tree stump. Dozens of chipmunks are busily at work. Some carry tiny glowing acorns, balanced carefully in their paws. Others push miniature wheelbarrows filled with smooth river stones. A few stand atop ladders made from twigs, carefully placing the finishing touches on beautiful little towers. When they notice you, their faces immediately brighten. Several wave excitedly. One enthusiastic chipmunk scurries over and places a tiny tool belt at your feet. It seems they were hoping you would help. Beside the stump sits a large woven basket. Inside are smooth stones polished by the river, tiny carved wooden beams, golden acorns glowing softly from within, and delicate pieces of colored sea glass that shimmer in the golden evening light. Each tower being built around the clearing is unique. No two are exactly alike. Some are tall and elegant. Others are small and sturdy. Some are decorated with flowers. Others with glowing lanterns. Each one seems to represent a different dream, goal, idea, or possibility. A small wooden sign nearby catches your eye. Written across it are the words, "Every great thing begins with something small." You smile, then begin helping. You carefully place a glowing acorn onto the foundation of a tower. Immediately, golden light flows through the structure. The chipmunks cheer softly. A nearby lantern flickers to life. Next, you add a smooth river stone. A tiny bridge unfolds across a nearby stream. You place another piece. Wildflowers unfurl gently nearby. Another. Fireflies begin gathering amongst the branches overhead. With every small addition, the riverbank becomes a little brighter, a little more connected, and a little more alive. Before long, you notice something remarkable. None of the towers were built all at once. Not by you, not by the chipmunks, or by anyone. They grew piece by piece, acorn by acorn, stone by stone, and moment by moment. And perhaps many of the things we hope for in life are built the same way. Confidence, friendships, healing, creativity, dreams, and new beginnings. Rarely do they appear overnight. More often, they are built through small choices repeated gently over time, like a conversation, a walk, a moment of courage, a new idea, just a single step forward. Standing in the clearing, surrounded by towers built from countless tiny efforts, you realize something comforting. You do not have to build everything today. You do not have to see the finished tower. You only need to place the next acorn. The chipmunks continue their cheerful work around you, and somewhere inside, perhaps a small part of you begins believing that your next beginning can be built the same way. One step, one moment, one glowing acorn at a time. Leaving the chipmunks to their cheerful construction, you continue wandering along the riverbank. Before long, you notice tiny flowers hidden amongst the grass. Each one glows softly from within. Gold, blue, pink, and lavender. And at the center of every flower is a small glowing button. These are the bloom buttons, A tiny sign beside them reads, "What you nurture grows." As you kneel beside the flowers, you notice each one represents something different. Joy, curiosity, creativity, energy, patience, and confidence. You gently press the flower marked joy. Immediately, a wave of colorful blossoms spreads across the nearby hillside. Butterflies rise into the air. Petals dance upon the breeze. The entire riverbank seems to smile. Next, you press curiosity. New pathways appear amongst the wildflowers. Tiny lanterns illuminate hidden corners of the woodland, as though the riverbank is inviting exploration. One by one, you continue pressing the flowers, and with each gentle touch, something beautiful begins to flourish. Perhaps life works this way too. The things we pay attention to often grow stronger. A little more kindness, a little more courage, a little more creativity. Small moments becoming something larger over time. The flowers continue glowing softly behind you as you follow the river further downstream. Further along the riverbank, beneath the roots of a great old willow tree, you discover a network of glowing underground tunnels. A wooden sign hangs above the entrance, the Rabbit Hollow. Inside the tunnels, dozens of rabbits are curled beneath soft moss blankets, fast asleep, warm, comfortable, and peaceful. Nearby sits a curious woodland machine built from polished stones, twisting roots, brass wheels, and tiny glowing lanterns. At its center is a smooth willow branch shaped like a lever, waiting to be pulled. Gently, you pull the lever. Golden light begins flowing through the tunnels below. You slowly turn the warming wheels. Soft bells chime somewhere underground, and one by one, the rabbits begin to stir. Tiny noses twitch. Floppy ears perk upward. Sleepy eyes blink open. Soon the tunnels are filled with gentle movement as the rabbits emerge from their cozy burrows. Watching them awaken, you realize something comforting. Nothing here is being rushed. The rabbits wake when they're ready. The lights brighten gradually. The warmth arrives slowly. And perhaps our own energy works much the same way. Sometimes we don't need more pressure. Sometimes we simply need a little warmth, a little patience, and enough time for the parts of ourselves that have been resting to wake up naturally. As you continue along the riverbank, you begin hearing a slow, rhythmic creaking nearby. Turning a corner in the path, you discover a magnificent water wheel nestled beside the river. Its wooden beams are covered in soft moss. Tiny flowers nestle between its gears. Glowing lanterns hang from its frame. A small sign reads, "The Riverwheel Energy Generator." The wheel is moving, but only just, slowly turning through the water, as though waiting for something. Beside it sits a polished wooden control gate built into the riverbank. You place your hands upon the handle and gently pull. Immediately, more water begins flowing toward the wheel. The current grows stronger. The wheel turns faster. Click, clack, creak. As it spins, the riverbank begins responding all around you. The lanterns glow brighter. Evening birds call softly from hidden branches. Tiny bridges unfold across streams. Pathways illuminate through the woodland. Even the flowers seem to sway a little more confidently in the breeze. You continue adjusting the flow until everything feels balanced. The wheel turns smoothly. The water flows steadily. Everything moving at exactly the pace it was meant to. And perhaps that's how momentum often works. Not through forcing yourself forward, but by creating enough energy for the next small step. And then the next. And then the next. The wheel continues turning steadily behind you. A quiet reminder that even gentle movement can carry you surprisingly far. As evening settles over the riverbank, a soft breeze drifts through the trees. You follow the sound of delicate chimes ringing somewhere ahead. Suspended between willow branches is a beautiful collection of ribbons, wind chimes, pinwheels, crystal beads, and tiny spinning leaves. Together they form what appears to be a woodland control station. A small wooden plaque reads, "The breeze chime controls." You reach out and gently brush your fingers across a hanging ribbon. Immediately the breeze responds, carrying a little more movement through the riverbank, a little more life through the trees. Petals begin floating across the riverbank. Wildflowers sway together in gentle waves. Seeds drift through the air in search of places to grow. The trees whisper softly overhead, and throughout the woodland, everything seems connected, moving together. You experiment with the controls, turning a crystal spinner, tapping a silver chime, adjusting a ribbon woven through the branches. Each small movement sends another ripple of life through the landscape. And as you watch the riverbank respond, you realize something. Not everything needs to be controlled. Sometimes growth happens when we loosen our grip, when we allow things room to breathe, room to move, room to become what they were meant to become. The breeze continues carrying petals across the evening sky, trusting the wind to take them exactly where they need to go. And perhaps some parts of your own journey can unfold that way too. As twilight settles across the riverbank, the sky slowly shifts to shades of lavender and gold. The lanterns throughout the woodland begin glowing a little brighter, and that's when you notice them. Butterflies, dozens of them, gathering quietly near the edge of the forest. They hover above a patch of moss-covered ground. At first, it looks like nothing more than grass and wildflowers. But as the butterflies drift closer, you begin noticing faint pathways hidden beneath them, winding trails that seem to disappear deeper into the woodland. One butterfly breaks away from the group and lands gently beside you. Its wings shimmer softly in the evening light, almost as though it is inviting you to follow. Nearby sits a small lantern glowing with warm golden light. You pick it up, and as you do, the butterflies begin moving forward. You follow them slowly, comfortably, and one step at a time. As they travel through the forest, the hidden pathways begin illuminating beneath their wings. Tiny lanterns appear amongst the roots. Flowers bloom along the trail. Small bridges unfold across streams. Secret gardens reveal themselves behind curtains of vines. Beautiful places that seemed invisible only moments before. The farther you walk, the more the pathway reveals itself. Not all at once, only the next few steps ahead, then a few more, and then a few more after that. Eventually you realize the butterflies didn't show you the entire journey, only enough of the path for the next step, and somehow that was enough. Maybe life is often the same. We spend so much time wishing we could see the whole map, the whole plan, the entire future. Yet most meaningful journeys begin exactly like this. One decision, one step, one small beginning. You pause for a moment and look down the softly glowing path ahead, knowing that whenever you're ready, the next step will be there waiting. Eventually, the butterflies guide you back toward the river, and before long, you find yourself once again resting in the moss hammock beneath the willow trees. The entire riverbank glows softly around you now. Lanterns flicker warmly amongst the flowers. The water wheel turns peacefully beside the river. The breeze carries the gentle sound of wind chimes through the trees. And somewhere in the distance, the woodland creatures continue their quiet evening preparations. Everything feels calm, connected. As you look around the riverbank, you notice something comforting. Nothing here became beautiful all at once. The towers were built one piece at a time. The flowers bloomed one button at a time. The rabbits awoke one by one. The pathways revealed themselves step by step. And perhaps many of life's new beginnings unfold the same way. Not through sudden transformation, but through small moments that quietly build upon one another. Whatever new beginning brought you here tonight, you do not need to have it all figured out. You don't need every answer, or to see the entire path. Sometimes all that is needed is the willingness to take the next small step. For now, you may continue exploring the brain room for as long as you'd like, or perhaps allow yourself to drift peacefully into sleep as the music continues around you. Either way, the Riverbank of New Beginnings will always be here whenever you wish to return. If you enjoyed tonight's cozy adventure, we'd love to welcome you back every Sunday at 7 p.m. for a brand new Brain Room journey. And if you'd like another place to explore tonight, our growing library of episodes is waiting for you. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and leave a comment below. We truly love hearing from you. And your support helps this little world continue to grow. Thank you for spending part of your evening here with me. And together, Let's be thankful for our beautiful imaginations. Good night and sweet dreams.